images in my head. I don't know how to cope with this. I ain't keeping secrets in my head. Or any space you can find. Glad to see that I can help. Make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Did you get over the hump, boys and girls? I think I did here. You're listening to another edition of Butch On Sports. Simply Butch is here. And as always, yes, as always, thank you for tuning in. We're going to give you some sports news that you can't get enough of. Let's have at it with, an abbreviated version of Butch On Sports. We give you that reminder there in case, you're waiting for half an hour or maybe 45 minutes or maybe an hour worth of stuff. It's an abbreviated version, okay? Hey, the Detroit Tigers will play another game tonight. Yeah, they play the Kansas City Royals. And yes, Edwin Jackson is on the mound for the Detroit trying to get some things done, get out of a 3-game losing streak. I tell you, this is getting a little much, but, they're getting close to that 100-loss mark in position there. You hate to say it, but they will. Also, the Detroit Tigers claimed on Monday, they claimed the contract of outfielder Tony Stokes Jr. from the Milwaukee Brewers. Stokes Brewers, Stokes Jr. He was a Brewer, who finished with the 2019 season with AAA San Antonio. He has not been recalled to report to the Detroit Tigers. So that means one thing, they're not going to have him. And by the way, we'll remind you, this is the last year that Major League Baseball, after September the 1st, can boost up their rosters to 40 players on the bench. Yes, if you did not know, this has been back for a while, Major League Baseball decided starting next year they can only bring up 3 players after September the 1st, making only 28 players they can have on the bench instead of the normal 25. And no longer that they will accept or appeal 40 men on the roster or bringing in a whole heck of a lot of people out the minor leagues. That means one thing for the Detroit Tigers. They got to get their crap together here because it's not going to be all that rosy later on in baseball season's future. Not for the Detroit Tigers, that is. No. By the way, Major League Baseball players Octavio Dotel and Luis Castillo, they were released from the Dominican Republic jail on Thursday after the judge ruled that there was enough evidence to link them to a drug kingpin, Cesar Emilio Parada there. Yes, the Dominican newspaper Diario Libre first reported that Dotel and Castillo was among 18 arrested in the Dominican Republic when the authorities conducted a raid on property which Parada, who is also known as Cesar the Abuser. What a kicky nickname there. Dotel is 45, Castillo is 43. They were charged with being directly linked with Parada's cocaine and opioid empire. According to the New York Daily News, Dotel bail was set at $1 million and Dominican Republic pesos. That's about $19,500 million in their pesos there, okay? That's based on the allegation that the authorities found illegal weapons in his home. Ooh, that's kind of scratchy there. Well, old Matt Patricia greeted the friendly media and saying, okay, all right, good to see everybody, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you were here at, or at here. We're rolling through the day, obviously excited about getting to go to Arizona for us to get out and practice and really kind of dive into this and take a look at it all. They took a look at it all, boys and girls. All-night negotiations, by the way, spent sorting out some details, but if you didn't get the news today on some kind of media, the Dallas Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott finally have a contract extension. This ends the standoff that sometimes are reminiscent of Emmitt Smith's holdout in 1993, as the two sides reached a whopping 6-year, $90 million contract extension, which will make Elliott the highest paid running back in NFL history. Those sources were confirmed to the media by Yahoo Sports. He has been guaranteed $50 million. How that's going to be split up, corked up, pumped out, and whatsoever remains a mystery. Of course, you know the NFL and the NFL teams don't give all that information out. So someone has to squib or be sneaky or get paid off to get all that information and pass it on to the media at large. And of course, whoever gets that information will be in a world full of trouble. So, stand and wait, boys and girls. That might happen quick or whatever. Sadly, and I kind of announced this way after the Red Wings season had ended, that Nicholas Cromwell is going to end up retiring. Well, he did that yesterday on Tuesday. He announced his retirement from the National Hockey League. The longtime Detroit Red Wing defenseman concluded his 15th NHL season as a 2008 Stanley Cup champion and one of the most accomplished players in the 93-year history of the Detroit Red Wings. He finished third all-time in games played by a defenseman, ninth overall, and fourth in points, trailing only Nicholas Lindstrom, Reed Larson, and also Red Kelly. Cromwell will remain with the Red Wings, joining the organization's front office staff as an advisor to the general manager. Cromwell played in all of his 953 NHL games with the Red Wings since debuting in 2003-2004 season. Sad day for the Red Wings, but maybe a happy day. You can see Cromwell losing a lot of his skills, I'd say at least 3 years ago. However, the Red Wings are very loyal to players who stay with them and stay the course, did not get rid of him, although he missed a majority of those 3 years I just mentioned with injury, soreness, or just plain game scratches. He's going to be missed, but I think his experience in doing what he does is going to mean a whole heck of a lot with the newcomers who come into camp for the Detroit Red Wings. And also that's going to be somewhat a very big advantage in training those kids to do the right thing and playing defense, which the Detroit Red Wings have been lacking for a whole heck of a lot of years right now there. Defense is the number one goal of the Red Wings, in my opinion. If they get some defensemen that can play some great defense, and 2 or 3 lines, and let's say at least 6 defensemen on the team or in the lineup per game, the Red Wings can chop a whole heck of a lot of problems off the doorstep. I don't think there's anything wrong with the goaltenders with the Detroit Red Wings and the ones they have had. I think it's something very wrong with the defensemen who play in front of them, who once the goaltender stops the puck, can't get the puck cleared out or can't get a player out the way to get a rebound and end up scoring. That just was a bit much. A bit much for me, and I'm quite sure it's a bit much for you fans who watch the game religiously there. Hopefully, again, Cromwell can bring some of that experience to a young crop of new defensemen coming into the camp, because there's going to be a whole wigworm full of changes made. Not only probably on defense, but on offense too, as far as more young players coming in the fold. So, batten down the hatches, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. About a couple more weeks, the Red Wings will be in camp and getting ready for the 2019-20 season. You'll love it. I hope I love it, and I hope they get into the playoffs, which is long overdue. The Red Wings and Fox Sports Detroit announced their 2019-20 Red Wing local television schedule, and the Fox Sports Detroit will continue their production in carrying the Red Wings games by airing a total of 77 preseason and regular season contests, with 64 games slated for Fox Sports Detroit and 13 on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. In addition, Fox Sports Detroit will carry some non-exclusive games. That means the playoffs first round only. If you don't know, NBC has an exclusive contract with the NHL, I should say, and they got the whack. And that's only meaning one thing and one thing only also, that when that first round happens, it won't restrict NBC from televising the Red Wing games as well as the local Fox Sports Detroit branch of hockey that they have contracted under as well. So you might have 2 choices to see the Red Wings if and when they go into the playoffs this upcoming season. I say not that it's going to be a lot of wiggle room in there. Hopefully we don't have a Detroit Tiger syndrome where a lot of losing is done because you have a lot of new players. Hopefully we don't have a Detroit Lions thing where we have to go a consecutive amount of years where we don't see them in the playoffs at all. I think this town is sick and tired of being slated non-playoff participants. That's in all the sports. The Detroit Pistons, there's no news coming out their camp. However, they have another 3 weeks and some change before their camp starts. And I'm quite very much so sure, they're going to have some changes, and hopefully they can get off to a great start and continue that start for them some playoff ratifications. And, it's just a pie in the sky to think maybe, just maybe, they can get into the finals. I'm just saying, I do talk a lot and talk much, but I do that. Monday, I say Tuesday, Sean Harris's sports extravaganza is done on a radio station in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Asked me to do a guest appearance yesterday, and we taped it, of course, because I'm doing this on Wednesdays, and I couldn't go on live and be greedy for myself here, But we had a lot of talk, mainly on not the Red Wings per se, but the Lions and the Tigers. And I tell you one thing for sure. Sean's it's upcoming. He's working very hard, and I enjoyed the show and the appearance I made on there. And hopefully, it might be some more in the near future, maybe. You know, I'm always happy to help. You know, that's just me. You know, I'm like Eat the Cat, always willing to help. And with that saying, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get me some absolute great rest and relaxation and get back to work and get ready for this Lions season. Lions in Arizona on Sunday. We'll be on the air on Sunday night, late Sunday night, to give you something that hopefully will be a victory in Arizona. And also any other sports news that may be up close and breaking, being that the National Football League will start tomorrow night. Yes, on NBC, of course. I think the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers is going to be playing. And it should be a pretty good game, but that is, yes, the kickoff of the NFL season. College football will be taking a spot in the future limelight there, as some great games in college football will be had this upcoming Saturday and maybe Friday or maybe Sunday if you're looking at the whole schedule on some of the basic sports networks that are around. So enjoy that as well. And of course, I would be very rude not to say there's also high school football coming up this upcoming Friday night, Saturday as well. If you don't have nothing to do, get out there. Please get out there. And be supportive. Be supportive of some fans and these players who's going out there. They could be doing a lot of doggone things that are no good, but they choose to seek the life fantastic and play some sports, have some fun, meet new people, and enjoy a camaraderie that's second to none with their fellow players. Get out there and support them, please. And all the other sports that are going on in high school, such as soccer, such as volleyball, golf, and some other fall sports as well. Get out there and support these kids. They can, again, be doing a whole heck of a lot of other little things, but they choose to play some sports to keep it on the up and up. Get out there and support them, please. Do that. Do that for me. Do that for them. Do that for the community. And also, most importantly, do it for the player or the players who are taking part in sports. Fantastic. I am out of here. I'm going to be resting up and taking in the games just like you boys and girls, ladies and gents. You can catch Butch On Sports on Facebook, always. Butch On Sports on Facebook. Got time? Give me a like or give me some comments. You can tap me in at Simply Butch 2. That's SIMPLYBUTCHTOO at yahoo.com. I'll answer your email or give me a like on Facebook and write your comments. Hey, you want me to call you back? Hey, give me a number. I'll call you back. Hey, I don't know. Hey, you can also check it out on Podomatic.com. Type in again, SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.Podomatic.com. Also, the Game Sports Show, which will commence back on Monday evening at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock on the ESPN 1400 in Sault Ste. Marie. And we're working on, again, getting that broadcast where you in the southeastern Michigan area will be able to get a blast, and other parts of Michigan as well. I've given your grievance to the points to be And hopefully they'll get on there and fix it on up where you can hear that show live. You'll truly be on there about 6:40. Again, the Game Sports Show .podbean.com is the place you can get Butch On Sports. And the other shows, part of the Game Sports Show Extravaganza with Dave McKay, E.J. Russell, and of course, Scott Mason and myself. I don't know. Hey, be good. Have a great weekend. Be safe. We're over the hump, boys and girls.